Hey, what is up, YouTube? How are you? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, in this video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about LinkedIn and some future things you should absolutely be expecting come 2021. Now, we are closing out the year, but the pandemic has drastically changed the way people are doing business. So I have been talking about LinkedIn for a while now. If you're in sales or you're a business owner, you need to watch this video because this is going to save you a lot of money and also help you make a lot of money. So who wouldn't want more money? So, because of all this, there is a ton of different things that people are starting to look at and do and create content towards you, right? They want to get you as a buyer, so why wouldn't they create content? So I'm going to dive into some things that you're going to start to see on a regular basis on LinkedIn, and this is going to open your eyes and kind of let you guys know about some changes going on in 2021 because there's a lot of stuff happening. So, right off the bat, Microsoft finally started to care about LinkedIn. They are dumping a ton of money into it. I don't know what took so long unless they're figuring out some stuff on the back end, but now there are way more options. It looks a little more friendly. It doesn't look overly business related and things like that. But let's dive into here. I'm going to go swap my screen right now to my live scene of what I'm looking at. So right off the bat, we have my homepage, and just so you guys know, this is my homepage. There it is, right? And we have my buddy Dante likes this, Bookkeeper 360. This is my homepage. But what's interesting is there's a lot of things like this that you would typically find on Facebook. Well, that's because there's a lot of people now realizing that this is the new platform to fight for attention, and because Facebook is, used by a certain generation and this is used by a different generation and different people, there is an easier way to get content, because I know plenty of people that have a LinkedIn account but don't have a Facebook account. So now they're starting to post things like this. So smart little device, yeah, it's cool, whatever, but you're going to see a lot of different things like that. You're going to see a lot of people producing more and more content to fight for your attention. Gary Vaynerchuk is a great example of somebody that has been crushing it nonstop on LinkedIn. I mean, he's on all platforms, but it also helps when you have a team of people and some other things like this where you're going to see just people talking, things that are catchy and flashy and things like that to get your attention. Regardless of what it is, just know that there are people out there creating content specifically designed to get money out of your pocket. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think that there's plenty of value in that, but just be aware that there's going to be a lot of things like this. The veil of appearance is thin, right? And this is just a little blurb, positive energy, and then there's a little picture. It's great. Does it necessarily add value? Maybe, maybe not, but obviously the community appreciates that based on how many people are engaging with it. So is this something that you might want to see on a business platform? Yes and no. I think there's a place for, positive encouragement and things like that. So that's number one. You're going to see a ton of new content. Number two is you're going to be getting a ton of requests. Now, I just approved most of these requests the other day, but now there's a whole slew of new people and stuff like that. Hey, there's my buddy Mike Loria. So what you're going to start to see is you're going to start to see people sending out messages. I'm working with Tom, and great guest, right? There's a whole bunch of information on here that you're going to start to see of people either trying to reach out to you, trying to connect with you. They're going to want to try to sell you. So be careful. I've gotten a couple messages lately. I don't want to call anybody out, so I'm actually going to close that. But I've gotten a lot of messages lately that go from a connection to a sale almost like immediately. And it's not that great. Also, be aware that sales techniques are changing. People aren't cold calling. This little device is now used for internet and not for calling people unless you already know the person. This is because it's way easier to get in front of the decision maker or the person that signs the checks through LinkedIn than it would be on any other platform. So keep that in mind. They're going to target you. Now, I'm not saying don't fall for sales techniques. If it's something of value to your business, absolutely use it. But a great example, I had somebody try to sell me so hard, they actually made fun of my podcast and the way it was laid out. Meanwhile, I have 140 episodes, and trying to sell their product or service. This was an example of a fake guru because he said he knew everything about podcasts. Meanwhile, he had literally only created about 25 or 30 episodes before he gave up and really had any success with it. So if he didn't have success with it, why is he trying to tell me that how I could be successful? Little weird, but just so you know, these are the kinds of people that are going to be on here targeting you as a business owner or salesperson, knowing that you could bring it up the ladder. You're going to be getting a ton of new friend requests and things like that because that's what people want to engage with you. That's how they're gonna get in front of you. So don't be surprised when you start to see way more people connecting with you than ever before. And also, LinkedIn's been doing a good job at getting people just in front of more and more people and saying, hey, you may know this person, or you may be interested in knowing this person based on what you like and what you don't like. One of my favorite areas, and I've talked about it so many times, is Michael's Connections. You may know, right? Because I just accepted him. It's going to give me a bunch of people that I may or may not know any of these people. Now, it doesn't look like it, but this is not the norm. This used to never be like this. If you went to My Network, it would just give you a list of people that you might want to be connected with. Now it's starting with Farmingdale State College. Now it's really segregating them more and more than it's ever done before, which is good. And, just keep that in mind. It's something for you to know about going forward and in the future. Other than that, just keep an eye out. There's a lot of things changing. As far as updates go on LinkedIn, we have Write an Article now. That's changed. Events, that's totally new. There's a new video button. There's a new photo button. There's more reactions in here. Curious, insightful, love, support, celebrate, like. There is comment, share, and now you can send, that was never an option before. It used to be like, comment, share, not send. Send was never a thing. There's the groups, I would imagine, are probably going to get worked on in the near future. If any of you have watched my videos in the past, you know that I cannot stand the group program that they have set up. It just doesn't work well. There's going to be new jobs coming up. More and more companies are going to start using LinkedIn Jobs to find the right people, just because that's the way it needs to be. These are some companies I've never seen on here before, and all of a sudden now they're on here. Messaging is going to be out of control, right? Your LinkedIn advertising is going to be another thing that people are going to start to use. I don't use LinkedIn advertising just yet. I'm about to start, but I'm starting to see more and more ads from companies I've never seen advertised before, just like this company right here. So keep in mind, this is all stuff that's changing this year. This is all stuff, if you're a business owner, just be on the lookout for. It's a great platform to build and make connections. And in my next video, I'm actually going to show you 3 ways that you can prospect on LinkedIn for free. You don't need LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You don't need any of these fancy programs. I will literally show you 3 ways that you can go find people online that you can do business with, and a very interesting sales technique that will literally make you a ridiculous amount of money. You have to follow it, but it works really, really well. I've shared this with tons of other people, and they've had incredible success, including myself. So I'm not just saying this to get you all jazzed up. It literally does work. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk about it. Other than that, I hope you guys found value in this video. This is very different than what I normally do. I'm glad to be back in front of the computer. I kind of figured out my lighting situation. There is a green screen behind me, so that's why I do look a little strange. But other than that, I hope you guys found value. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.